Hey everyone, this is just a quick rundown of some of the supplies you typically would need if you're getting ready or just starting to sell on Amazon or Walmart. Obviously, you're going to need a scale. There's tons of scales out there. Again, I got no affiliate links or anything like that. You can get tons of scales on Amazon. Just go look at scales. There's so many out there. But some of the things that I have learned, as I've been doing this for a few years, obviously you're going to need a scissors. Make sure you have a scissors. You're going to need a good tape measure, right? Make sure you have a tape measure. I like to have a couple different tape dispensers, tape guns. You're going to need a lot of packing tape, right? So you're going to buy this in bulk. And I have one of these. I have one of these. Really important to have a lot of tape on hand. I also have a box resizing tool. This is really good. You can basically slide this around. And again, we'll probably demonstrate this at some point, but yeah, you basically can put this and it perforates an edge. You can fold the box down, resize boxes that are typically too tall or too big for something. Make that a lot easier, more compact, and easier to ship. So that is something I definitely have. Also, a lot of blades. Make sure you got some sort of knives to like break down boxes, that type of thing. I like to have some shrink wrap material. I do this because when people buy like multiples of something, what I'll do is I'll shrink wrap them together before I pack them, just because it's so much easier to. So again, shrink wrap is really important, I think. You're also going to get some of these. These are like these clear packing envelopes. They're adhesive on one side, and then you can basically put the packing slip in here. That's when you're shipping out like a box where you could just put the label, put the shipping label and that stuff on the box. So for instance, if I'm shipping, a box like this, I could put that right on the outside of the box. Makes it super easy to send those packing slips with the shipping label. Another thing that I like to have on hand is some sort of heat gun. Heat guns are great. Getting the labels off, or factory UPCs, sometimes you get a box from the factory. You need to remove some of those labels. I often have labels from the online retailer or the retailer where you're getting products from. You can use this to take those labels off. So again, heat gun. I think it's really important. I use it again to get those labels off. Another thing that's really important is different size poly bags. I ship so many things in poly bags. So I have several different sizes. I have 9x12 poly bags, which are really simple, easy to use. The most common sizes that I use is a 19x24 poly bag, and this fits so many things. Probably the number one size I use. And again, you're gonna put the product in, stick it over. You may have to fold it over and tape it, but again, it's so much. Many of the products will use those type of poly bags. I also have 24x24 poly bags, 12x15.5. I have smaller ones like a 6x9 or a 7.5x10.5 poly bag, but I use poly bags a lot to ship stuff. So just something that, like for instance, let me just show you. For instance, I have a toy like this. I can easily just put that in a poly bag. And of course, I grabbed the poly bag that was too. Oh no, that's okay. So you basically put it in the poly bag, and then once it's in the poly bag, you fold it over, put the label on it, and you are ready to rock. So, poly bags are a huge thing. What else do we need? We need so many things. Another thing that I like to have is some other boxes that I use regularly, and that's going to be like I get some of these boxes. I get 6x6 boxes, or these 11x7.5 boxes from Walmart. Again, it's like 68 cents. These are like 98 cents. I keep many of those in stock on hand and use those quite frequently as well. I think that's some of the basics that you're going to need as far as getting started selling on Amazon. I know as far as shipping labels, again, you can just use your regular printer and you can be printing, shipping on just regular paper when you're just getting started, no problem. Once you graduate to more quantities and you want to get a label printer and labels, we'll cross that as we get further down the path, because you can actually get a label printer, and you can actually get the labels for free from the UPS store, or UPS, I should say, because you're going to be doing such a high quantity. And then you can rent the label printers for next to nothing. I think it's like $3 or something. It's pretty rad. And then these clear envelopes too, you can get those free from UPS as well. So again, that was just a really quick rundown of some of the materials that you're going to need at first to get up and running. And we'll be back next time. See ya.